Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at two new videos in the text-to-speech series. This is, though, a little different than normal. These are actually going to be from 40k Theories and Nostalgia. I'm pretty sure it's just Nostalgia. Let me go. Yep, no, it's Nostalgia. Story time with Nostalgia-chan, the greatest of them all. And I'm pretty sure that's Kata Sakari's in the thumbnail. And the other one is The True Identity of Kitten by 40k Theories. Now, I actually knew the 40k Theories one was in my playlist for a while because I looked ahead and I then made it very much a point not to watch this because I've been binge watching all of 40k Theories stuff for months now. The fact that he keeps putting out more is awesome, and just, yeah, I'm a fan. So I'm kind of glad he did an In TTS Universe series video, and just, you have no idea how hard it was to hold off on watching this right away when I found it. So freaking hard. So we're just going to jump right in, and I'm actually really looking forward to this because, again, so let's just see how much the crazy has infected other people. The answer is probably a lot. You guys know the drill, though. Link below, original videos. Make sure to hit them up, and let's get started. Okay, I gotta ask, where's this footage from? He's like, I see it all the time, but I don't know the game it's from. I think it's Total War, but I think that's more of a strategy game. Space Marine? Joke. Yeah.
Within the depths of the Imperial Palace on Terra, the Emperor of Mankind
Wish we had more
is
art of
guarded
this.
night and day by his personal bodyguards, known as the Companions.
Ooh, haven't seen
the
that art.
300
The Terminator
single
armor?
greatest warriors of the Adeptus Custodes.
Flamer.
These warriors are under the command of the Captain General of the Custodes. In the present day, his true name is unknown, but he is known either affectionately or derogatively, depending upon your point of view, as Kitten.
Oh yeah, Kitten.
Kitten has proven himself to
They
be
brought
a
in both
valued
art forms!
asset to the Emperor of Mankind,
Without the helmet and
providing
without the
him with
armor.
knowledge of current events happening within the Imperium.
Oh god.
He has also been involved in many monumentous events, including witnessing the return of the Primarch Rogel Dawn, battling against the demon Primarch Magnus the Red, and was even the rumoured catalyst for a great revelation.
So this is why they had it after episode 25.
The Salamander's Fortress Monastery.
Good thing I didn't spoil
Some
myself.
have even speculated that he even participated in a duel of wits against both the Emperor of Mankind and the Chaos
cannon!
Mage. And not only that, but managed to best them as well, even winning
With a
the possession of the soul of the Primarch Magnus the Red as a result, despite many Imperial scholars deeming such a task impossible for a mere mortal.
He is not a mere mortal, he is Kitten.
Given his immense knowledge, skill, and wit,
It's like a
just who exactly
catch-up video,
is
but it's just
Kitten?
even funnier because it's treated with his
All I
usual
require
seriousness.
Is your full name?
Are you really sure about that?
Oh god, are
Well,
they
yes,
going
yes,
further
I
on
am.
this?
I mean, really
I was
sure.
told it actually
Yes,
does
tell me your
correlate
full
to different
name.
actions mentioned, but...
Well, alright then. Here goes.
Some Imperial scholars speculate that Kitten is none other than Constantine Valdor, who served as
Wait,
Captain General
seriously?
of the Legio Custodes during the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy.
Oh, they're actually going real
This
lore.
would seem at first a reasonable assumption to make, given his rank and the rumour that he did indeed survive the events of the Horus Heresy. However,
Well, Kitten did say he was
Constantine
around.
Valdor was rumoured to have stepped down from his role in shame, following the Emperor's
They can
retirement
retire?
into the Golden Throne, and that a new Captain General was elected by
Oh
his
no,
peers
step
to
down, he's
take
probably
his
still in...
place.
yeah.
I do have a high lord. I am Captain General of the Adeptus Custodes.
Oh shit! What a twist!
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the first match where they did the
But
actual him versus the
bizarrely,
Emperor.
Kitten may not actually be a Custodes after all.
Or was it somewhere else? I forgot.
The warriors of the Custodes
What?
are recruited from the children and descendants of ancient Terran nobles and warlords whom the Emperor conquered.
Oh, that's a
during
Titan in the
Invasion
background. Oh god, that's a
as part
Titan in
of
the
their
background. I
terms
thought it was
of
a city.
surrender. But Kitten is not one of these descendants.
Huh?
According to recovered security footage from the Salamander's Fortress Monastery upon Prometheus, Kitten, in a fit of rage, discloses that he might have actually been created within the laboratories within the Imperial Palace on Terra,
Huh?
before being dragged away by Magnus the Red.
You don't want to fight? What? We'll break into your reliquary, you spouter! What? Gonna take all your artifacts and wear them about! What? We're gonna take your engine thing! What? I'll slap your shit, I swear on me mum! What? Me mum was a Jew! What? A Jew did not fucking...
Oh god, he did say that.
What? More memories!
Forget this ever happened, please and thank you.
Oh. You know, that's
But
in
there
a joke
were
video.
beings
He's
who
making a
were
non-joke
created
good
in the
point.
palace laboratories.
He did say that.
Primarchs. After the events of the Horus Heresy, many of the Primarchs simply vanished, never to be heard from again.
And now we
And
might know
even
where one of those
before the
uncounted
events of the
Primarchs
Horus
is. Apparently in TTS it's Kitten.
2 of the original 20 Primarchs were erased from Imperial records for unknown reasons.
I was kind of wondering
Could
if
it be
the
possible
Custodies had a
that Kitten
Primarch?
is
Huh.
actually a Primarch? Given the sheer size of the Primarchs themselves,
New
on average,
headcanon
this
confirmed.
would seem extremely unlikely, as we have seen Kitten himself dwarfed by Primarchs such as Rogel Dawn and Magnus. But the Primarchs were not all the same height. For starters, Alpharius was only the size of a large Astartes, which would fit Kitten's approximate height in comparison.
Oh
But
yeah,
Alpharius
he's a
himself
custodian,
was
they're
killed
tall.
by Rogel Dawn during the battle for Pluto in the Horus Heresy, and as such, Kitten cannot be Alpharius. But he could potentially be the second head of the Hydra, the twin Primarch of the Alpha Legion, Omegon. We know Omegon survived the events of the Horus Heresy, and even took his twin brother's identity to keep up his deception with the other legions. And given his willingness to sabotage his twin brother's plans from time to time, could have forced Omegon to eventually have
I know
a
something about
crisis
the
of
Alpha Legion. If
conscience.
this is real, no one would know.
It was heavily
At least I wouldn't.
speculated for a time that Omegon himself became Janus, the first Grand Master of the Grey Knights,
Really?
but that has since been disproved, as Janus was
That
in
is
fact
a lot
the
of bling
loyalist
on that
Barson's
armor.
son, Reviel Arvida,
I mean,
who became infused
God.
with a shard of
Sorry,
Magnus the Red.
Yeah.
There are also the rumours of quote-unquote Alpharius being slain by Rabute Guilliman shortly after the Horus Heresy. That being said, Guilliman himself admitted that he wasn't even sure it was his brother he slew. However, the truth of Kitten's identity is far more shocking and disturbing than anyone could have ever anticipated.
Oh no, now here comes the joke part
For
probably.
the truth of the matter is that Kitten
has heard every single word of this nonsense. Why you'd be so surprised seeing how I live here? Well, a couple miles away, but that's practically the same street on Terra.
Yes, but still.
Honestly, why is everyone trying to figure out my name all the time?
Oh yeah, Remlays actually exists in the
Is this on
TTS
public
universe.
record?
He's
Have
the
you
tech
bothered to
priest.
check it in the last
The new one always
2,000
speaks
years?
questions.
Have you seen the size of the Imperial Archives? Not only does the paperwork take up hundreds of miles of storage space, but Rogel Dawn has been using the stacks of paper to build a fort. I can't exactly just go there and get the file, can I?
I want to now.
Really, though?
That sounds
Why
awesome.
doesn't anyone know it to begin with, considering I'm Captain General and everything? It kind of hurts, to be honest. People don't seem to really appreciate the Adeptus Custodes these days, what with being confined to the palace. Except
And
in all
naked.
the wrong ways. Isn't it creepy how big of a deal some people are making out of my name?
No, makes
No
sense to
one ever
me.
seems to want to find out who the Legion of the Damned are, or what the Tyrannid's grand purpose is, but my name? Biggest mystery in the galaxy, apparently.
Yeah?
Well, I don't think anyone cares about them, to be frank with you.
Look, just go back to improving the Imperium's technology or something. We all know you don't really care for dabbling in xenotech as long as you've got an adamantium hard cyber stiffy from it.
Look, I'm actually a Lord Inquisitor. I don't do menial labour anymore.
Oh, you're an Inquisitor now, huh?
Really?
Oh, wow, that's an interesting career change. Magnus, open the portal!
Oh, bother.
So this happened. I don't even know when. What? Just found out he was an Inquisitor and Kitten freaked out. Not even Magnus, Kitten freaked out. Oh god, 40k did an awesome, just 40k Theory did an awesome job on this. Okay, one, the entire thing about how they brought up, the original Grandmaster of the Custodes, how they actually got Kitten saying his mother was a tube and Everest. It's like, oh, yeah, no, I remember him saying that. I completely ignored it at the time because I missed it, but everything else was funny around it. I was still freaking out and laughing over the fact that he was having a Tau attack to miss the fact that he might have actually said something about the tubes and... Okay, not quite related to this video, but... Do the Custodes have a functional Primarch? I mean... They're almost like a Space Marine chapter, just different. The process of becoming one is more fatal to more people. I heard it mentioned once that if it was 1 in 100 survive becoming a Space Marine. It's 1 in 10,000 that survive becoming a Custodes, however you say it. But I don't know. And am I just missing the information, or is it just not out there yet? It could go either way. I'm probably missing it regardless then. Yeah, and that's just the first one. Now we're going to jump into the next one, which is Kato Sicarius. I just hope they do the voice. I just really hope they do the voice. Oh, God. Just jump right into it.
It is so surreal. Am I on drugs?
Was that the Emperor in the background? The greatest of them all.
After a savage duel, it cut me deeply. No foe had
Who's he
ever done
fighting?
that before. And with blood filling my mouth, I fell.
Oh.
I, Kato Sicarius, Master of the Watch, Knight Champion of Macragge, Grand Duke of Talisar, and High Suzerain of Ultramar,
Suzerain?
fell. Or so my foe believed. In truth, I, Kato Sicarius, allowed the Undying to strike me down in order to feign
Necron.
defeat that he might lower his defense, and I, Kato Sicarius, may pierce his evil metal hide with the greatest of all weapons, my beloved Talisarian Tempest Blade. Dear Agrippin came bolting over to help, but there was no need, for I, Kato Sicarius, had already begun to heal from such a paltry wound. More Necrons came to challenge. I, Kato Sicarius, leapt at my first new foe, crushing him underfoot before
I feel like I'm listening to a
executing
fanfiction written by Kato
and
Sicarius
beheading
himself.
4 more with a single stroke. Gracefully, I, Kato Sicarius, carved through
I wish
waves
I did the
of
voice, but
vile
the fact that
metal
they're
to
imitating his
reach the
speech is even better.
abominable monolith, running up its walls with speed and deftness.
What?
Inside, I, Kato Sicarius, single-handedly tore through the enemy's ranks before exploding the monolith from the inside. When the smoke cleared, the Astartes around me cheered, for
Ultra
I,
huzzah!
Kato Sicarius,
Oh,
had
God,
saved the planet of Damnos from a bleak fate. The people thanked me, but the celebration was short-lived, for suddenly ships appeared in the skies overhead.
Does that guy have an
Eldar!
afro?
I shouted, shaking my fist in anger. A sneak attack while we were preoccupied with the Necrons. How sneaky. But they were, of course, of no matter, for I, Kato Sicarius, struck them down as they landed, boarded their ships, and
What?
slew their crew, taking great pride
It's just
in
getting
personally
crazier
blowing
every...
up their
Oh,
ships.
I see the joke, yeah.
As I, Kato Sicarius, returned to the planet victorious, I, Kato Sicarius, saw something shocking. The ground
Humble?
was suddenly crawling with greenskins. Foul orcs.
What? What, next you're gonna punch out
Kato
Nurgle?
Sicarius landed in a sea of green and immediately began
You're gonna make
carving
Korn a
my way
pacifist?
through the putrefied beasts. Even their hideous machines.
I was gonna say
were
make
of no
Selena Shannon, but let's be honest.
I, Kato Sicarius, slew them all with ease.
They might still enjoy that.
But just as I, Kato Sicarius, approached their war boss to end the fight once and for all, I, Kato Sicarius, found myself surrounded by bodies of blue and gold.
Well,
A
nothing
sneak
lost there.
attack by the Tau. They had allied themselves with the orcs. Foul Xeno scum banding together in wretched cooperation.
But it's the Tau. Doesn't that
But
count as a
no
decrease?
unholy union could possibly best the greatest of them all, and with a mighty roar, I, Kato Sicarius, laid the beasts low. The cowardly Airier creatures tried to snipe me with their wicked snipers, but their blasts were pitiful and weak like them. With great ease, I, Kato Sicarius, cut them down, mocking their pathetic attempts at subterfuge and trickery.
Jeez.
Speaking of subterfuge and trickery,
this the report?
Before returning to Damnos, I, Kato Sicarius, landed on a dark Eldar ship. Its vile, voluptuous vixens attempted to seduce me, moaning and purring and grinding their filthy pale bodies against my armor. But it was of no use, for I, Kato Sicarius, am above such icky things, and I,
Doubt it.
Kato Sicarius, slew them all with ease. They tried their miserable sneak attacks, but my armor was far too tough for their miserable blades, and they died
I'm
the
sorry.
miserable deaths
It's just
they
getting
deserved.
weirder every second. They're having
After
fun with this.
I, Cato Sicarius, destroyed the discomfiting blue and green menace, I, Cato Sicarius, returned to the city where a great celebration was held in my
Why is the guy
honor.
doing a JoJo pose?
People declared the day of my grand victory as Cato Sicarius Day, and I,
that Kitten?
Cato Sicarius,
There's actually-
was awarded
I'm
the
not just saying
title
things, right?
Grand Lord Almighty of Damnos. But right in the middle of the celebratory parade, with lots of floats and balloons,
Cato
a
Sicarius.
great
There's multiple
rift appeared
Catos.
in the sky. The chapter master said that he was going to explore it to see what was going on, and told me and my men to come along with him. So we did, but we got too close and were sucked inside.
Oh god, he might actually punch out a Chaos God.
Immediately I, Cato Sicarius, knew where we were. We were inside the warp, and more importantly, we had landed in the dominion of Nurgle, the god of disease.
No, I'm not actually right about that.
Unfortunately,
I was
the chapter
Joe.
master's
Oh god,
heart
he's
could
actually gonna
not
do
take
it.
the malputrefied sights and smells of Nurgle's realm, and he suffered a heart's attack and died. But before he
Hearts,
did,
oh, yeah,
he
multiple.
named me as his successor, and so I, Cato Sicarius, Master of the Watch, Knight Champion of Macragge,
I just feel like
Grand
I'm like, Cato
Duke of
Sicarius
Talisar, High
every time.
Suzerain of Ultramar, and
What is a
Grand
Suzerain?
Lord Almighty of Damnos, became Chapter Master of the Ultramarines. As my first order of business, I, Cato Sicarius, decided to strike deep into the heart of Nurgle's land. I, Cato Sicarius, sliced and diced my way through the rotting gardens until I, Cato Sicarius,
you
reached
gonna free
the
Isha now?
humorous Lord of Pestilence himself.
That's a lot of
He
tentacles.
attempted to speak, but his words came out as burbles and spurts as I, Cato Sicarius, sliced into one of his many neck folds and decapitated him in a spray of blood and various other fluids. From another room, a woman entered, tall and lithe and graceful.
I'm just gonna stop
"Thank
making jokes
you,
at this point.
fair champion," she spoke. "For your brave and daring rescue of me, I, Isha, Eldar Goddess of Healing, pledge myself to you for all of eternity." But I, Cato Sicarius,
He's gonna
of
kill him
course
too?
knew this was a foul Xenos trick, and I, Cato Sicarius, cleft the harlot in twain. Before
They even
me,
did the
a
very
fiery
end of the-
portal appeared, and I, Cato
God.
Sicarius, entered. Immediately, I, Cato Sicarius, was faced with Khorne, Chaos God of War. Of
Oh my
course,
God.
he
What, you
was
gonna outsmart
foolish
Zeech next?
enough to
He's probably gonna
challenge
outsmart
me to
Zeech
single
next.
combat. I, Cato Sicarius, would admit he put up a valiant effort, but Chaos deserves no compliments, and so I, Cato Sicarius, summoned my strength to the greatest coup de grace the world has ever known, and struck him down. Next, I entered the realm of Zinch, Lord of Change, but he was a
What's that in the
weakling,
background?
and I, Cato Sicarius,
Music
broke
sounds
him
familiar.
over my
Oh.
knee with ease.
Ultra snap.
Finally, I, Cato Sicarius, reached the most twisted
Nope.
land of all.
Just
the
nope out there,
realm
man.
of
Just get out.
Slaanesh, Prince of Pleasure. Immediately, I, Cato Sicarius, was beset by sweating, naked, panting bodies attempting to slow me down and force food and drink into my helmet.
Ooh,
But I,
burger.
Cato Sicarius, trudged on. The smell of sexual activity was heavy
Oh.
in the air, but no amount of pervosity could stop me from my goal. After hours of
One of the few
wading
times I
through
think-
flesh and fluids,
Yeah.
I, Cato Sicarius, reached the palace of
And they're
Slaanesh.
censoring everything.
Inside, the being
That's a big
gazed
censor
at
bar.
me with intense desire, as though it wished to tear my armor to shreds and claim me as its prize.
Probably accurate.
Finally, it spoke. "Welcome, you delicious piece of Astartes, you," it mewed. "I'll bet you're looking for a fight. Then you'll have one, you lovely little blue morsel. I challenge you to a dance-off." It stood up and began
What?
gyrating and gesticulating in ways I'd not before
Okay, the
seen.
editing is actually pretty funny on this one.
Thrusted and humped and slid and twirled and gallivanted.
What the hell
until
is
it
it going to do
was
to
a
make him
sweating,
out
panting
dance
wreck.
it?
Okay.
Or just cheat and kill it?
Your turn. It gasped. Little did it know that I, Cato Sicarius, had been trained in the arts of dance since I, Cato Sicarius, was but a babe.
What?
I, Cato Sicarius,
They just
launched
double his
into
face?
galloping horseman style, and Slanesh gasped loudly.
Really?
From there,
Gungan
I,
style?
Cato Sicarius, allowed my upper body to hang loose, swaying to and fro, and Slanesh began to tremble. For the grand finale, I executed a pirouette, followed by a backward slide, and finally gave a mighty finishing pose, tucking my face into the crook of my elbow and extending the other behind me.
He just dabbed?
Before me, Slanesh wept. Take my life, you magnificent, prancing stallion. I cannot live after seeing such a marvelous display.
Oh
And
God, it
I,
hurts to read.
Cato
Read it,
Sicarius,
hear it.
did, carving its behaired head from its shoulders. With that,
I'd like to point out the
Cato
color that
Sicarius,
came with her.
returned to
Them.
Damnos. I, Cato Sicarius, was immediately greeted by a brilliant golden image. It was
You gonna kill the Emperor
of
now?
mankind himself. Hello, Cato Sicarius, he spoke, his voice majestic and booming. It is I, the Emperor of mankind. I have heard of your deeds this day, and have judged you worthy of leading the Imperium in my stead. I am losing my grip on this mortal coil, and can see no more worthy successor in all the galaxy than you.
Oh
Take
my God.
Power, and with it, lead mankind
Yeah, he's gonna say no
into a
because he doesn't need more power, huh?
glorious new age. Suddenly I, Cato Sicarius, was warped to Terra, and I, Cato Sicarius, was wearing a new set of glittering
Not gonna lie, that
golden
actually looks
armor
cool on him.
The Emperor had willingly passed on, and I,
Oh shit, I died.
Cato Sicarius, Master of the Watch, Knight Champion of Macragge, Grand Duke of Talisar, High Suzerain of Ultramar.
Oh God, is that what his face looks like? I love that they brought the face in though. They brought the face in. It's just the voice.
My masterpiece is complete! Now, to finish the binding...
LOL no. Your literary submission has been rejected.
Even the face has a pompadour. Cato Sicarius has a pompadour. It's so over the top, so incredibly stupid, and yet, with how he's portrayed in TTS, the fact that they could find a visual model for the head that actually had something that seemed to fit him, it's like over the top, fancy, and just so stupid, just... Oh, that was perfect. It was just so, it was like intentionally bad. It was well done, but it was just so much of fan fiction of Cato Sicarius. And then at the very end, they switched it over to the funny voice. It was like all his fan fiction. The Emperor was there. It's like, no. I will say, though, that the color palette swap on the God Emperor Cato Sicarius, you have to say the name that way, actually was pretty damn cool looking. I'm not saying I would ever paint him that way, mostly because I don't know. I can't do glowing blue colors well. I just don't do it well. But it actually looked really cool. It just got more and more intensely insane. So you guys know the drill. There is a link to both videos down below. Make sure to hit them up because that was just really crazy and good. I also love how they actually brought in the Bruva Alphabusa and incorporated his series contributions at the end just because it adds a grounding into the rest of the universe. Kitten interrupting the broadcast in 40K. And just the Emperor going, oh, hell no, when Cato Sicarius is back to his real voice of his manuscript. It helps ground the series and makes them even funnier because it shows just how crazy it was beforehand. That was just good. So all the same, everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.
Thank you.